Good evening, everybody. The troll toll. What'd you say? The troll toll. We always loved It's Always Sunny, right? Come on.
You came at the right time.
Is he sleeping?
Yes, he's sleeping right over there, just the way you like him. Did you bring the toll?
Confound your lousy toll, troll. God damn it. Stop laughing at me.
You gotta pay the troll toll. If you want to get into that boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll to get in. You want the baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. Troll toll.
What'd you say?
Troll toll.
Hey, hey, hey!
Troll toll.
Here's your toll, troll.
Here's your toll, troll. So, just going to make a quick announcement that from now on Big Skinny Matthew's show and the Big Skinny with Intellectual Catch-Up, the troll toll will be in effect. What is the troll toll? The troll toll is you cannot troll me unless you can define flat Earth and then tell me by definition why it's wrong.
The troll toll for the bigskinny.cc rabbit hole is define flat Earth first, then tell me why it's wrong. Bet you cannot
Can't
do both.
Bet you can't do both. Bet you can't. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to disprove a globe fact. And we're going to talk about the actual scientific method. It's very, very simple. We're going to use the scientific method of observation and questioning. Research the topic area. Come up with a hypothesis. Test with an experiment. Analyze the data. And then report the conclusions, and then keep doing it until you get a clearer idea. Hypothesis is the cornerstone of the scientific method. It is an educated guess about how the world works that integrates knowledge with observation. Everyone appreciates that a hypothesis must be testable to have any value. But there is a much stronger requirement that a hypothesis must meet. A hypothesis is considered scientific only if there is the possibility to disprove the hypothesis. What are we going to disprove? Well, the globe claim is that the globe is 24,000 miles around the equator. I spelled equator wrong. Just pretend you don't see that. At this rate, the globe should curve at 8 inches per mile squared. Not only should you see it on the ocean when you look out, but you should see it when you look side to side, by the way. This is easily disproved just by cameras. According to actual science, this very basic observation that we can all make and experiment with disproves the globe model. The globe model includes that it's 24,000 miles around at the equator. It does not prove anything else is true. It disproves the globe, and that is the honest place to start.
Alleged proofs of the globe Earth is the disappearance of ships sailing beyond the horizon, as seen from an observer on shore. Globe Earthers since Aristotle have claimed the reason that ship hulls disappear before their mastheads when sailing away is due to the physical curvature of the Earth obfuscating their view. This simple supposed proof is still cited today by Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michelle Thaler, and other NASA spokespeople, but is easily shown invalid with the use of modern zoom technology. By fixing a good telescope or super zoom camera aimed at the horizon on a clear day, it is possible to bring ships that have completely disappeared beyond the supposed curvature of the Earth fully back into view. The fact of the matter is that the law of perspective on plane surfaces dictates and necessitates this phenomenon.
Sorry, I don't know
For
why
example,
that closed. I'm
a
back
girl
up
wearing
a
a
little bit.
plane surfaces dictates and necessitates. The fact of the matter is that the law of perspective on plane surfaces dictates and necessitates this phenomenon. For example, a girl wearing a dress walking away towards the horizon will appear to sink into the earth the farther away she walks. Her feet will disappear from view first, and the distance between the ground and the bottom of her dress will gradually diminish until after about a half a mile it seems like her dress is touching the ground as she walks on invisible legs. The same happens with cars speeding away. The axles gradually get lower and the wheels vanish until it appears as if the car is gliding along its body. Such is the case on plane surfaces. The lowest parts of objects receding from a given point of observation necessarily disappear before the highest. It has absolutely nothing to do with the supposed curvature of the Earth, and everything to do with the nature of vision. When you look out at the flat horizontal horizon, the ground appears to rise up from your feet to your eye level, and the sky appears to slope down from over your head to your eye level. A row of lampposts appears to get shorter in the distance, but in reality, they are all actually the same height. If you are looking out over a road or railway track, you will also notice the same phenomenon happening left to right. The parallel sides of the road or railway appear to converge at a point on the horizon, but in reality, they never actually converge and remain parallel the whole length. This law of perspective is therefore an optical illusion hardwired into the very way we perceive the world. Even without a zoom camera or telescope, it is simple to prove that ships sailing into the horizon are not disappearing beyond the curvature of a globe. Instead of looking straight ahead at the ship disappearing a few miles in the distance, first look to your left, where you can see equally far into the distance, and then look to your right, where you can see equally far again. In other words, you can see twice as far from left to right as you can see straight in front of you anyway. But for some reason, you think at just half the distance in front of you, ships are already disappearing over the supposed curvature of the Earth. This is even more obvious with the use of high-altitude balloons, which can reach heights of over 120,000 feet and can often see for hundreds of miles in all directions. As high as the camera climbs, the horizon rises to eye level, and any ships that seemed to disappear after a few miles are easily viewable again at altitude. Ironically, in this instance, Globe Earth apologists use the exact opposite excuse, and no matter your altitude, will claim you simply aren't high enough to see the mythical curvature of their fantastical ball Earth. In other words, they claim at ground level, ships are disappearing beyond the physical curvature of their globe just a few miles away. But at high altitudes, where observers can see for hundreds of miles in all directions, that is somehow not high or far enough to see the curve. In reality, however, when the curvature math is applied for a globe of given proportions, we should be able to easily observe it, even at ground level.
Absolutely absurd. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense to argue with a glober beyond that. They have to answer for that. And until they can answer for that, everything else kind of starts to unravel. And that's the thing. That's why what I say the troll toll is instead of telling me why some mythical version of flat earth that I'm not sure what you're talking about is wrong, why don't you define flat earth first? Then tell me why it's wrong and we can see if you're correct. Because if you're going to give me a definition that's all fucked up, which I'm sure you are, I'm probably going to agree with you that it's fucked up. Really goddamn simple. Really simple. Back to science of the living or science of the dead.
People talk glibly about science. What is science? People coming out of a university with a master's degree or a PhD, you take them into the field and they literally don't believe anything unless there's a peer-reviewed paper. It's the only thing they accept. And you say to them, but let's observe, let's think, let's discuss. They don't do it. It's just, is it in a peer-reviewed paper or not? That's their view of science. I think it's pathetic. Gone into universities as bright young people.
I think it's pathetic, he says. Pathetic, meaning this old scientist said all of a sudden they changed the game and I know the flaws of this game and I know what they're doing is fucked up. Troll toll. You need to toll those mother effing trolls. Period. I'm gonna finish this video here. It's a good little video.
They come out of them brain dead, not even knowing what science means. They think it means peer-reviewed papers, etc. No, that's academia. And if a paper is peer-reviewed, it means everybody thought the same, therefore they approved it. An unintended consequence is that when new knowledge emerges, new scientific insights, they can never, ever be peer-reviewed. So we're blocking all
science.
All new advances in science that are big advances. If you look at the breakthroughs in science, almost always they don't come from the center of that profession. They come from the fringe. The finest candle makers in the world couldn't even think of electric lights. They don't come from within. They often come from outside the breaks. We're going to kill ourselves because of stupidity.
We're going to kill ourselves because of stupidity. The best ideas in science don't come from within. They come from the fringe, is what he just said. And that's because that's where we're not afraid to be wrong. We're not afraid to put forth new ideas. And if you are afraid to do that, then you do not get to criticize. That makes you a troll. Put your fear away or pay the troll toll. And whatever you do, don't get caught in this reflexive response. And it's a Kafka mind trap. We're going to talk about conversation. We're going to boil it down to conversation and call it reflexivity. Reflexivity in nature is bidirectional. This means that people operate from a standpoint that one opposing point proves or disproves another. The curvature of the earth is easily disproven, which should be massive in and of itself. However, that does not prove anything else in and of itself. It disproves the theory that the globe is 24,000 miles around its equator. Anything else put into it is reflexive thinking, and this is where you get caught in this Kafka mind trap, where you say you are X and he says I am not X, and then you say denying X just proves that you're X. You know, like Rondo's got electrolytes. It's got electrolytes. Do you even know what electrolytes are? Electrolytes are what plants crave. Ridiculous. And don't waste your time in those types of conversations. They're counterproductive. And it's programming, and just don't get into it because it's not good for you. It doesn't go anywhere healthy. Here's the scientific method again. You identify a problem. You gather data on that problem. You put forward a hypothesis. You test the hypothesis, and then you see if that data agrees or does new data disagree. Neither the realm or the globe nor Neither the realm or the globe nor any other possibility have been scientifically and independently studied in a modern way. We must return to science of the living and demand and support a hypothesis and an experiment, or we're going to forever be arguing in this Kafka mind trap. Flat Earth needs to be held to the same scrutiny as the globe Earth. And if it's not, you should ask yourself why. I think it's learned behavior, and I think it's going to be a very, very hard thing for people to get past. We've learned the behavior of the captive, and now we want to be free. We can't keep having that captive mindset. I think that we need to push the understanding of our world aside because it's been given to us, not discovered by us. Bottom line. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed tonight, and pretty soon we're going to see you on the Big Skinny and do our reveal.